Should get out of here before the cops come.
Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. I'm Jim Murphy, the channel's You Break It, You Fix It, and we are finally doing our first ever build series here on You Break It, You Fix It. I'm pumped. I've wanted to do this since the conception of the channel. And seemingly through fate, the perfect vehicle has come in my grips to bring the first build series to you, and I couldn't be happier. Let's take a look at what it is. It's a 1968 Chevy C10, and as you can see, no power steering, no power brakes, 3-speed on the column, which is the coolest part of this truck. I'm so glad I convinced my buddy Mike to keep this. That's the first thing he wanted to get rid of, and I told him absolutely not. This is so much fun to drive 3 on the tree. No one keeps these around anymore, no one uses them anymore, so I'm really excited he kept it because I have a blast driving this thing. And besides, no one can steal it because no one knows how the hell to drive it. Man, being in this truck is like a time machine for me. I spent so much time in this truck. Here's the dealio. This isn't just any 1968 Chevy C10. This is the very vehicle that got me into working on cars and building cool stuff with my hands. And back when my uncle bought this thing when I was in high school, you couldn't convince me there was a cooler vehicle on the planet. I remember the day he rumbled into the driveway with it, I was hooked. Fortunately for me, my uncle was very trusting of me and generous, and he let me borrow this and drive it. I took it to prom a couple years. I was a gentleman. And I just had a lot of fun with it and built my foundation of wanting to build cool vehicles. And it seems so surreal and weird to have it sitting behind me here in the shop, and we're about to take it to a next level of coolness and really amp this thing up. And it feels like my life has come full circle, and I'm really glad that I get to share that with you. This isn't gonna be just a journey of building a cool truck. It's a little bit more personal than that and a little bit more sentimental than that. I'm excited to apply everything I've learned from over a decade of building badass stuff and applying it and putting my own mark on the very truck that brought me to these skill sets. There's kind of a bittersweet portion to this story. My uncle doesn't own the truck anymore. What's all the sad music? He's not dead. He decided it was taking up too much space in the shop. It was time to go. And I'm at a point in my life now where my wife and I have been moving back and forth cross country. I don't have a place for this in my life. I wish I did. It would be a cool truck to have. But there's a silver lining. My buddy Mike has always wanted a truck like this, and specifically he's loved this truck since we were in high school. And so when I found out my uncle was selling this, I called my buddy Mike up and said, hey, you buy the truck, I'll build it, we'll do something cool. And he was totally on board. My buddy Mike builds some insane houses, just beautiful homes. I want to put the level of care and attention to detail into this that he puts into his homes. Mike is the definition of a hardworking American dude, and he deserves the best, and that's exactly what we're going to give him. Now, when you build a full vehicle, typically it's built in stages. Now, cars that are built on TV in 7 days, that's not really reality. That's, a production company that has a major budget and they can just throw labor at it. This is not the case. This is an ordinary build. We are doing a front to back build, but the first focus of this are 2 things: aesthetics and drivability. It has drum brakes, no power steering, no power brakes, so we want to update that. Mike's going to have his family in here, so we want to make it a little bit easier to drive, a little bit safer. I mean, it doesn't even have seat belts in it, so we'll be putting some safety equipment in. So on the drivability side, we're going to be updating the brakes, disc brakes, power brakes. We're going to be doing power steering, probably do a tune-up on the engine just so Mike can drive it. Eventually, this will have an LS in it, and it's probably going to happen next year sometime. On the aesthetic side, that's where things get really fun. We are going to be lowering the truck. This thing is super low to the ground right now, just with I think it's about a 3.5 drop, and it looks damn cool. We're going to be shaving some body components like marker lights, stake pockets, things that aren't going to be used and needed. Mike wants a nice, sleek, clean truck when he gets it, and that's exactly what he'll get. We're going to be updating the interior slightly. It's just going to be basically a brand new, clean, sleek truck, low to the ground. It's just going to be a damn sharp rig when it's done. I can't say enough how excited I am for this build. I'm excited to share my skills and knowledge with you so you're empowered. You can go take these skills and go build anything you want to in your garage. And I'm also super excited to just build something for my buddy Mike. I cannot wait for him to see this thing for the first time and cruise it around town and just enjoy the hell out of this thing. Now, I've got a few surprises coming up on this build that I haven't mentioned in this video. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss those. They're gonna be pretty cool. Also hit the like button. Also make sure you hit me up in the comments down below in case there's something you wanna see in this build that maybe I haven't thought of filming yet. Also, you can follow me on Instagram between videos at YouBreakItYouFixIt. As always, I'm Jim Murphy. The channel's You Break It, You Fix It. Make sure you stick around as we crank this C10 up to 11.
That was awesome. I never get to do a burnout. Probably because I'm too cheap. Thanks for the tires, Mike.
Coming up on the C10 Build Series. Things get off to a rough start.
Oh, that's not good.
We discover a problem that turns out to be a silver lining.
I made a big snafu with planning the build of this truck. I made an assumption based on prior knowledge without actually fact-checking stuff, which that always bites you in the butt. No big deal. Ordered everything for a 10 bolt. Come to find out, it is not a 10 bolt. It is a Dana 44, which they didn't run many of.
In some dilemmas, you just learn to expect.
I went to pick up the... You want to eat? Okay, hang on a second. Been here for 5 minutes. I guess it's snack time. I went to pick up the replacement axle.